Hey there, boys and girls. It's story time with Dr. Patti. I'm Dr. Patti Barch, and for the sake of brevity in this video, I'm going to just leave out my scientific credentials. If you're interested in hearing what they are, I have multiple videos available at youtube.com/naturally unbridled. So today I again am early to the gym and thought I would use this time to tell you a little story. So I want you to imagine that you got stung by a bee. And when you got stung by a bee, what happens? Well, the bee squirts a little bit of venom into your body, and your body has an immune response to the venom. Now, the venom is a protein. So you get this venom put into your body, sometimes right here. And then your body creates all this immune response. And the immune response includes a lot of inflammatory molecules. So involved in the inflammation process could be things like cytokines, histamines, and prostaglandins, which are all inflammatory molecules or molecules involved in the inflammatory process. So imagine instead of the bee squirting some venom into your body, instead the bee squirted in the recipe for venom. So that instead of just a little bit of venom that your body is going to identify and respond to, every cell in your body that gets the recipe starts cranking out venom. Can you imagine the inflammatory process that might happen if all of your cells that received that recipe started making all this venom protein? Wow, that might cause some problems for some people. So the other thing that has to happen is once your body makes all that venom protein, it has to get rid of it. So, because it doesn't belong there, and your body's going to do its job as best as it can to try to excrete that protein through all exit pathways possible. So it could be the breath, the mucosal linings, the blood, urine, feces, sweat, semen. Any way the body has a way of getting rid of stuff, it's going to try to get rid of all that extra venom. But then imagine if that venom becomes aerosolized and people walking by have exposure to this aerosolized venom, and then it gets into their body and they start having all of these physiological responses as if not only did they get stung by a bee, but they got stung by a bee that injected them with a recipe to make all of the venom. Yeah, that might be kind of bad, right? So imagine that it takes 6 months to build a house. And it might normally take 6 years for the bee to get its approval for the venom. So instead of 6 years for the approval, and instead of 6 months to build the house, it was all done in a fraction of that time. Like they built the house in 3 weeks. So if that happened, wouldn't you imagine that after moving in, you might start to find that that house has some holes in it, because you can't really effectively build a good quality house in 3 weeks when it normally would take 6 months without skipping some steps. So this is story time with Dr. Patti, and you have a lot to think about. Peace out, peeps. Have a healthy day.